Howdy folks, welcome to a new video. If you've been kept up to date with the channel, you'll know that Stu is in America. So I've been left on my own, sadly. And I thought, what better way to spend my time than walk the Ridgeway? Something I've always wanted to do. Despite living in Oxford for many years, I've never actually done it. So I've decided that I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. This first stretch is going to be 3 days of walking. I'm hoping to get to just below wattage by the end of the 3 days. I'm taking it steady, taking it slowly, because I do have a hiking companion with me. Toby, the best doggo in the world, is joining us for this adventure. He's a bit of a slow boy these days. He's a bit older, but he's still got legs in him. He loves camping. We used to go camping with him all the time. So yeah, I'm not going to be too lonely on this trip. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. It is so pretty up in this bit. Just got a little viewpoint through the hedges down into the valley, and you can see for miles. It's lovely. You've got some lovely pink flowers out as well. It's just such a good time. One thing I will note is the Ridgeway is very well signposted. You've got to follow the little acorns. It's either a byway or a bridleway, depending on what part of the route is. But yeah, these are every, I don't know, half a mile, probably less than half a mile. They're really, really frequent. So you're unlikely to get lost. I am also following a map on my watch and my phone, so I vaguely know where I am anyway. But if all of that fails, just follow the signposts. Like, it's honestly very well signposted. It's nice. You having a good time, Toby? Oh, he's a good lad. Shall we continue? Oh, you found something. Toby's going to have a sniff over there. I'm going to continue walking. I'm not sure if you can see it in the distance. Just there-ish. There's a kite hovering, a red kite. It's pretty cool. Don't normally see them this close up. Normally they're out of the car window or something, not out in the wild, as it were. I mean, it's not that wild. I can see plenty of civilization, but still pretty cool to see it in action. I think there is also a road coming up, which I've got to navigate across. So I shall put Toby on the lead for that, just obviously don't want anything happening to him. And then I think there is a castle, Barbury Castle. I'll have to check the actual name of it. I think it's just a ruin, but we walk straight through that. So I might stop for a bit of an extended break there. Have a bit of something to drink, maybe something to eat, and just check out what it's like there. Because I'm not in any rush. I kind of just want to see the sights, not just power on through. I think I see the castle foundations up in the distance there. So we are really, really getting close, making fantastic progress. Honestly, this is going much quicker than I thought it was, and I'm not really power walking. I'm just going at a nice sedate pace so the little lad can keep up with me. It's been very enjoyable so far. Looking forward to getting to the castle, well, the foundations of the castle, and having a little sit down, I think. This is the bottom of Barbury Castle. Goes all the way up there. We're going up that path there, and we will stop at the top, I think, for a little sit down. Toby's ready to go? Yes? Just got to cross the road and then we'll head on up. On the map, as it says, we're here. We're going to go up through the hill fort, the castle, and then follow on the Ridgeway. Interestingly, this used to be the Ridgeway up the top here, but the National Trust Ridgeway doesn't go along that bit, so we're going down here. There's some interesting other bits of earthworks as well. Probably had some animals and then a bit of a quarry, and it's just pretty cool. This is good for me. I'm hoping also if there's water, I can fill up my water there. I have a filter, so it doesn't have to be clean water, but I would like to fill up. I've got loads, but you can never be too careful in this hot weather. So yeah, without further ado, let's get going up the hill. That hill tuckered me out, and it tuckered the lad out. Immediately, after going up the hill, he's had to lie down. There's also a nice little information board, except you can't read most of it. I think the gist of it is that you can see some hillocks, which are the earthworks that were inside the castle itself. There's some more over there. But it does give you a very good view of the surrounding landscape. Like you can see all the way far down the valley and everything. So quite a strategic location, I guess. But for me, it's time to find a place for a bit of lunch, I think. I think he agrees. I think he's a bit tired now. Found a nice little bench area in some shade next to the loos. For a bit of a break, had a sit down. We've only got 2 miles left for the day, and it is currently 3 o'clock. So that should only take an hour at most. So a 4 o'clock finish, I can take that. Just going to spend another few minutes here. Toby is enjoying himself, and then we'll get going again. Right, I got to Smithy's Ridge and I decided it was a bit too exposed, and it's not particularly flat either, which isn't great for pitching a tent. So I'm going to continue on a little bit further, probably about half a mile to a mile, where I've seen a little wooded area, so it should be a bit more secure, hopefully a bit more flat and easier to pitch a tent. So yeah, let's continue on a bit further. Right, campsite update. I haven't found one. The wooded area that I was thinking of was right next to the church and controlled by surveillance, and didn't want to get involved with that. So Toby's also very, very tired. He is flagging. So I think I might go back to my parents tonight. He might come pick me up. It's also supposed to rain quite heavily, so it'd be kind of nice if I did get to go stay in a proper bed rather than a tent. So yeah, I shall keep you updated with what actually happens. Right then, a final update from me today. My parents are going to come and get me. Unfortunately, there is nowhere to stay in Ogborne St George tonight. The guest houses are full and there is nowhere suitable to camp with a dog that I feel is safe enough for both of us to camp. So I found a nice shady spot under a tree, and I'm just going to wait. I think it's going to be a couple of hours until I get picked up, which is absolutely fine. It's nice and sunny, and there's lots going on, so I'm quite happy. Just given Toby some food. He is contemplating asking for more. He's just been sniffing around the bag and trying to find more food, so he's finally just settled down. Yeah, just going to wait, chill out, have a relax, get myself off my feet for a bit, and you shall rejoin the action for day 2, if day 2 ever happens. But you'll find out before I do. So the plan today for day 2 of the Ridgeway is to walk from Ogbourne St George to the Court Hill Centre, which is just below Wantage, and that's roughly 16 miles. So not too bad, should be a good day. And there's a few points of interest along the way. There's Wayland Smithy and the Uffington White Horse, which I'm very excited to check out. I've seen the White Horse before, but it'd be good to go and have a look around it in a bit more detail, because last time it's just driven past and such. No Toby today either. After day 1, he was a bit tired, a bit sore. He's not used to that much walking, so I decided to leave him at home this time, considering I have a lot more walking to do. So without further ado, let's get walking. What a lovely place for a bench. Let's sit and have a look at the view. Look at that. Got the trees bracketing it. You can see for ages today. It's lovely and clear. There's so many horses here. And look, there's foals as well.
So cute.
How adorable. Apparently there's a castle up yonder, and from the map it doesn't look like it's too far off the Ridgeway, so why don't we go and check it out? I imagine it's just going to be some earthworks like Barbury Castle, but I still think it's worth it. I'm not in a massive rush. I've got plenty of daylight so to get where I want to go, so let's go check it out. I think I might have had to have gone through a gate back there, because there's a gate into that field. But this here looks like an adequate fence hopping station, and then we'll be in to look at the earthworks. Right, made it over. I did leave my pack on the other side of the fence just because it made climbing over the barbed wire a little bit more, well, less dangerous, shall we say. But let's go check out these earthworks, foundations. Not quite sure what the best terminology is, but there is an interesting thing over there. It looks maybe like a trig point, or hopefully an information plaque. I do like an information plaque. Oh, maybe this was a moat or some sort of double-walled construction. You know, walls, ditch, walls, or maybe a sort of rubbish area, because you know they used to just chuck stuff over the side of their castles. Who knows? It is just a trig point, but do have to touch it regardless. Right, let's get back to the bag and get back on the Ridgeway, I think. We made it back to the Ridgeway. Wasn't too big of a diversion, and it was nice to see a bit of history along the Ridgeway. I thought I'd gone the wrong way because I found myself in a road, but it turns out it is the right way, because the Ridgeway is down that road. So you've got to cross and yeah, try and follow the signs to get back on the Ridgeway proper. It's kind of wild that this is actually part of the Ridgeway. Like, we're just on a main road over the motorway. It's insane. Right, that is us finally off the road. That was over a mile of road walking, and the verge is really, really tiny, so whenever a car comes past, it's a bit sketchy. But we're finally off it, and now we're going up there into the hills again. Somehow, I think I managed to get a nail in my shoe. Don't know if you'll be able to see on camera. But you can see this little black mark here. This is spiky. I've been feeling it for the last few miles. And I took my shoe off a while ago and had a look, and I couldn't find anything. But yeah, I just took my shoe off again, and this has popped up. I've also fairly badly cut the bottom of my foot from this. And you can see as well here, this is a hole through the bottom of the insole. So yeah, I'm going to try and get the nail out. I don't have any pliers or anything with me. Not that I thought I'd need them. But there is a little, like, on the route cafe called the Flying Pig, I think, which is literally 500 metres up the path. And hopefully the owner's about and they might have something that will help me get the nail out. We'll see what we can do, because I can't walk with that in my shoe for the next 13 miles. I think this is just a really spiky piece of tree. I honestly thought it was a nail. It was so difficult to get out. And it's left a massive hole in my shoe. Just in there. You can almost see through the bottom. Madness. Right. I'm very glad that's out though. That lunch was so tasty. 2 hot dogs. I can't believe I've got 2 hot dogs. And the onions were caramelised to perfection. They were so wonderful. And the elderflower drink was nice and crisp and cool. I saved the crisps until later because I think they'll make a nice snack after dinner. But yeah, I feel so lethargic now. I think I might take it easy for the next hour or so whilst I digest. Right, I found a map. We started from here this morning. We went and saw Liddington Castle. We've gone all the way up, and we're now here. So the next point of interest is the Wayland's Smithy. And then Uffington Castle and the White Horse. I'm excited to see the White Horse. And then we're hopefully going to finish off here tonight, just south of Wantage. There is a campsite just on this road. Haven't been able to get in contact with them yet, so don't know if I'll be able to stay there tonight. Otherwise I can get a taxi or walk up to Wantage and stay in Wantage tonight. But yeah, let's keep on going. Right, so that's Wayland Smithy, the long barrow. There were some people doing a ritual. They were doing some chanting inside the entrance to the long barrow. They had a candle, kind of scarpered pretty quickly because I don't know what sort of old gods they're trying to resurrect. Yeah, thought it best to leave the situation as quickly as possible. So we're heading our way back onto the Ridgeway now, and then we'll keep on going up until the White Horse. Right, we have made it to the top of White Horse Hill, and that means we get to go check out Avebury Castle and the White Horse. Some quite intense earthworks going around, and there's a little trig point just up there. So I'm going to go, obviously, get the trig point. Trig point collected. Nice. From prior experience, the White Horse isn't very visible from the top. It's much better from, ironically, the car. So I might go out, check it out, but I might not film it if it's terrible. So if you see the White Horse, then I got a good view. If you don't see the White Horse, then I got a terrible view. Time for another map update. Very handily. We're here. We're hoping to get here tonight. So hardly anything left really. Done the bulk view. We've gone so far today. Gone from here all the way up to here already. Made storming progress. And there's 1 or 2 more points of interest for us. It'll be good to check out. So yeah, let's keep on going. I think I found the brightest bit of track ever. Look how reflective it is. But this stuff is what the White Horse is made of. Chalk, limestone, something along those lines. Right, the Court Hill Centre was a bust. There was pretty dead. There was no one in reception. There wasn't even a reception. So yeah, we're not staying there tonight. So the plan now is to have a little rest before I continue back to the Ridgeway, because the Court Hill Centre is just off the Ridgeway by about half a mile. So I need to get back onto the Ridgeway, and then I can continue walking and hopefully find a suitable place to camp for the night. Fingers crossed, eh? Back on the Ridgeway now after a really sketchy road walk. That was not enjoyable at all. But now it's time to find somewhere to camp. And honestly, I hope I find somewhere soon because I am tired. So tired. I'm looking forward to getting off my little feet. Right, that's the tent all set up. So now it's time to get some grub and then we'll turn in for the night. And we're going to hope that no one comes and moves us on. Tonight we have the very interesting dinner of chicken instant noodles. going to be wonderful. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ration my water to that because tomorrow, looking on the map, there doesn't look to be any water sources. So I've got to ration my 2 litres that I've got for tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hopefully I don't, you know, get too thirsty, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I've also got this interesting thing. It's like a freeze-dried crumble. You just add 25 ml of water and it rehydrates and you get a nice pudding. I found it in Decathlon, so you know, might not be any good, but I thought I'd give it a try. I think I added a bit too much water, but it's still tasty. It's got a nice berry tang and the crumble's still crunchy, so obviously it's never going to be layers, but it's a nice taste. That's the tent all packed up, and we're away for day 3 of the Ridgeway. Today we're going about 14 miles and it's pretty much overall downhill. So it should be a good day. Let's get cracking. Right, today we're trying to get to Streatley from here. Obviously I was supposed to start from somewhere up here, but that campsite didn't work, so I came a little bit further on the Ridgeway last night. We started from here. We're heading all the way along here down into Streatley. From what I can see, there's no water today, so we're going to have to be a bit conservative with that. There's not that many points of interest. There's just one monument, which I hope we're going to go see soon, and then it's just straight shot down the Ridgeway. Another map track. We're here. We've done 2 or so miles from the monument, and we've got about 9.5, 10 more to go. So should be good. The sun is out, the trail is clear, and I definitely do not have any blisters. That's a lie, I do have a blister. It's on my heel and it's really quite sore. I put a blister plaster on it, but I think it's just kind of coming off a bit now because I can kind of feel it moving about. Not pleasant, but yeah, we roll. It's been in the wars a bit. There's also a McDonald's ID or something hanging off the handle there. That's been in some scrape, isn't it? Look at that. Here we go. Down underneath the A34. Actually, a nice wooded area. I wasn't expecting this. Just a big old tunnel. There's some interesting murals. This is the start of our, I guess, biggest climb. It's not massive, but it's fairly steep. But yeah, it's starting to get a bit hotter now as we get towards 10 o'clock, I think it might be. I'm not really sure the time, I'm just kind of walking. But it is still lovely out here, and I only honestly passed about 3 people in this whole morning, so pretty ideal. Right, it's the last bit of the climb. We are very nearly at the highest point that we're going to reach today. Hallelujah! And then it's only a few miles left to Streatley, so we're making cracking progress. Right, we made it to the highest elevation that we're going to reach today, which is only 187 metres or something, so really not that much, but that was just quite a steep climb to get up here, but enjoyable. I'm now having a rest because my feet are sore, and then we'll head on to Streatley, which is only about 3 miles away, so we've really not got long left of the day. So yeah, I'm just going to rest and then we'll get cracking. It is now 2 miles to Streatley, so I can definitely do that within an hour, I'd say. Normally walking at 3 miles an hour, so 2 miles in an hour is absolutely doable. I think once I get there, I'm going to head down to the river, as close to the river as I can get, because the Thames goes through Streatley. I think there's some pubs and cafes around there, so I might get something to drink, something cold to drink, and then just chill out by the river until my ride comes and picks me up. We are now within touching distance of Streatley. Just got to walk along this little access road, which is quite nice to walk on, to be fair. And then we'll be there. Can go find the river. Exciting. Once I made it into Streatley proper, I went and found the River Thames, and I just relaxed for a bit. My feet were in pretty bad shape though, so they couldn't really handle the detour to get to the water's edge. So I made the decision to go and sit on a bench in the meadow whilst I waited for my ride to come and pick me up. Managed to do 13 miles that day from my campsite to Streatley, which brings the total miles we walked to 43 miles, which coincidentally is exactly halfway along the Ridgeway. So we made cracking progress for these 3 days. Thank you so much for coming along on my Ridgeway adventure so far, and I hope to see you in the next one, which will be the final instalment of this trip.